Human desire flows from three main sources: behavior, emotion, and knowledge. Knowledge is the treasure of a wise man, but beware of false knowledge, for it is more dangerous than ignorance. Forget all you know, or think you know. Abandon power and force retreat. Inward, where the deepest rivers flow. Find the currents of eternity. And as always, welcome to my mail. Hello, everybody. It is I, Jake Johnson, and this is the Untethered. And sorry I'm late. I've been fighting with contact lenses. As you can see, I'm wearing my glasses, so the contact lenses won. Brand new pair, and they ripped on me. Hey, Darlene. Finally, my eye just said, we're not doing this anymore. And no matter how many times I poked myself in the eye, it wouldn't stick. Wouldn't stay on my eye. It would go in and pop right back out. Go in, pop right back out. And then the last attempt, I've got one contact in and the other one ripped. So I got to go back on the 22nd and get some more. And whatever I'm doing wrong, I may have to trim my eyelashes or something. They seem to be getting in the way. Yeah, contact lens ripped. Not like in half, like a little piece of it came off on one side. Very strange. Must have been a defective lens. Either way, I'm wearing glasses, and I have red eyes to prove it. Irritated from poking myself in the eye. And then, yesterday I went out to go somewhere on my motorcycle. My battery was dead, which is unusual. So I figured I would go get my truck and jump it off, and the battery in my truck's dead. So that was fun. I've been dealing with that yesterday and today. And to make matters worse, I've contracted some kind of virus, and I'm running a fever. Probably just a common cold since I've got the sniffles. But either way, it's been a hell of a 2 days for me. How's your day? There. Pardon me. Better. Wow. Didn't know they could do that. I didn't either. But apparently they can. Oh, it's a low-grade fever. It's not anything to be scared about. It's just annoying. I've been sweating like... I think I'm breaking it now because I'm sweating bullets. Either way, it won't take long. I'll be back to normal. When I went to go on my motorcycle and the battery was dead, I decided to walk to the store. And by the time I got back from the store, I was feeling puny. And the next day I was running a fever. So that's today. So I've been running a fever all day. I took some Advil and just stayed in bed all day. And I think I'm breaking it now. Well, thank you. I hope I feel better too. Either way, I wouldn't miss being on the podcast for nobody's business. Yes, Wednesday. So I guess that was yesterday is when I started running the fever. Yeah, I guess I did. I must have slept through it. It happens. Yeah, I think yesterday is when I started running the fever, and today I'm getting rid of it. So just a 24-hour thing. What you got going on today? Anything special? Anything unique happening in your neck of the woods? Take enough drugs, I'll kill everything in me. Just being lazy today. Yeah, me too. Me too. Well, you deserved a break. You've had them all week, hadn't you? Keep it up. They're going to have to move in with you. I was supposed to have a meeting tonight with the biker group that I ride with, and I was going to postpone the podcast until tomorrow, but at about 4 o'clock, I hadn't heard anything, so I wasn't going to cancel the podcast until I knew for certain if I was going to be somewhere else or not. So 5 o'clock came, 6 o'clock came, I hadn't heard anything. I was like, well, I'm going to be on the podcast then. 2 or 3 days a week. Okay. Must be nice. I remember those days. Loved every minute of it. Oh, just a meeting, just where everybody gets together and talks about whatever. Nothing special. I didn't know if you were aware of it or not, but I ride with a motorcycle group. Yeah, kids can have a tiring effect on you for sure, especially if they're babies, all over everything, into everything. Yeah, you've heard me talk about it. It's not something I do a lot, but when the world started going to a hell in a handbasket, I figured strength in numbers, so I might as well join some kind of group. Oh, yeah, you got them when they're just all over everywhere. Got to read to them and cook them grilled cheese sandwiches, and chase them around. I know, I remember. Constantly coming up with things for them to do, experience. Hey, look at this. It's a leaf with a caterpillar on it. Hey, look at this. It's a da-da-da. Hey, look at this. You want to read your book? You want to watch TV? You want to do this? You want to do that? I remember. I miss those days. I need to get me a couple more babies. I might have to, dare I say it, go back on the market. Oh, they picked you flowers. That's so sweet. And then made hearts out of Play-Doh. Oh, you got some precious babies there. That's nice. Man, I got that one contact in and I don't want to take it out because it was so hard to get in. I might just leave it in there forever. I could just wear my glasses like this. They are so sweet. And yes, I do love some babies. So there ain't much going on tonight. Just kind of shooting the shit and showing up and doing my time. The real fun starts on Sunday. And then back to Monday where we're going to finish out the book of Matthew. Hopefully. We might not get all the way through it, but we may. I don't know. We're on chapter 9. There's 28 chapters in Matthew. So we might get up to 19 or 20 tomorrow. Monday. I've got a lot of compliments about that. Some friends of mine had watched it. They may be watching today, and if you're here, hello. They said that it was a good deal, and they liked it, and couldn't wait to hear more. So that's good. I have been watching on loop kitty cat videos and billy goat videos and funny dogs and things like that. You ever watch those videos? I've never laughed out loud so many times as watching them silly animals. Monday's podcast was 3 hours. It wasn't quite that long, was it? Although I enjoyed it very much, it's hard to keep people's attention that long. Just food for thought. I thought it was 2 hours. Well, Joe Rogan has a 3-hour podcast. He's got the biggest podcast in the world. So it can't be that much. It's kind of hard to do the Bible in short increments. Oh, that's good. Didn't stop till 11. Well, I'll try to make it a little shorter next time. But again, it's hard to do the Bible in short bursts. There's a lot of information in the Bible. I guess the good thing is it's there for posterity, so you can always go back and watch the rest of it later. You don't have to watch all of it at once. I'm not complaining, just making you aware. I appreciate it. I need all the input I can get. Yeah, it's hard to stop once I get rolling, that's true. But, like I said, it don't come from me, so I'm not really in control of what comes out, you know what I mean? If that makes any sense. I just stream of consciousness. Whatever comes in goes out of my mouth. But as long as it didn't get boring, that's the thing I'm worried about it being boring. As long as you're engaged and interested in what I'm saying, then that was the right amount of time. When your eyes start glassing over, that's when I've gone on too long. That's when I need to dial it back. So please do inform me if it gets boring. I don't want to be boring. I try to deliver what's there with as much passion as is on the page. But I'm not very good at that because most of the reading I've done in my head, not out loud. So I've got to learn how to do that. It's kind of like acting, I guess. You don't want to be one of those long-winded preachers. I don't want to be one of those preachers at all. I just want to teach. But I guess with one comes the other, doesn't it? I'm all right with that, I reckon. Never really thought of myself in that way, but could be worse. Could be any number of things that isn't as good as being a preacher, I guess. Have to be honest, Jake, the last hour, although I was interested, I just kept thinking, when is he going to stop? Well, I'm not. If that's the way you felt, that's the way you felt. That's why I chose to only do it once a week. Our brains can't compute that much at once. At least mine can't. Well, I think you're doing a pretty good job of handling it. But you got something to look forward to. If you thought that was rough, wait till we get into Daniel and Revelations when things actually get deep. That'll be quite interesting. Right where we left off, yeah. 9:22. Matthew 9:22. I'll go through the whole book in that manner. But I'll try to keep it around an hour. Don't know where April is now. They're probably out partying. It is Friday night. Somebody else is here with you. You're not alone. So hello, whoever else is watching. Tonight's all about being laid back. I'm sick and I don't have a lot of energy, and I don't have anything prepared. We're just going to chit-chat for a few minutes and head on off to La La Land. I don't know who either. It doesn't tell me who. It just tells me they're here. Just a number. Are you sleepy? Hey, April. There she is, speaking of the devil. Ba-ba-ba-da-ba. It's April. And then there was three. Then there was three. Old annoying me. Yay me. Huh. I am in bed. Except for now. Right now I'm on a podcast. I've been in bed all day. And I went over and took my buddy some cigarettes and some stuff. And that's all I've done today. Heart the background. Oh, you like the background. Well, thank you. Smoking cigarettes. Yep. Smoking cigarettes and watching Captain Kangaroo. Counting flowers on the wall. That don't bother me at all. I felt like hell this morning, though. Laying there in bed, sweating like a hoe in church. And then I started feeling a little bit better. Itchy all day. I've been counting too. Itchy all day. Huh. That sounds like you might have a problem. Ooh, ice cream sandwiches sound good. I got a cookie. I might eat a cookie. I found these little boutique chocolate chip cookies that are made by some mom and pop organization. They sell them either 2 at a time, or they sell them in a box with about 12 of them. I always get the ones with the box. And they are the best things I've ever put in my mouth. It's like there's cookie dough inside the cookie dough inside the cookie. It's crazy. Every bite is like, you know, you get fat on them things. But yeah. You're trying to gain weight? Well, I'll send you some cookies. That'll do it. I'm trying to lose weight. I done gained a whole nother person. A small person, but a person. I just need to return to my cocaine habit. You don't like cookies? The hell's wrong with you? Who don't like chocolate chip cookies? Dust and pet dander and whatever else lingering in the air. Spray Lysol, start itching. Well, here's a trip. Stop spraying Lysol. April, I can't imagine you even having 10 pounds, let alone losing it. Yeah, that is kind of weird. I've never met a person that didn't like cookies. You must be a Nazi. My arm weighs 139. What are you talking about? Mostly butt. Well, a cookie is not a pastry. A pastry is made out of flour and has glaze on it. A cookie is made out of dough and has chocolate chips in it. A cracker is made out of flour, but it's unleavened. It's flat. I make a pretty mean cracker, by the way, from scratch. Back when Mama was alive and we observed Passover because that's what she wanted to do, I would make the wafers for the Passover and got pretty good at it. Hilarious. What is dough? Cookie dough. It's got flour in it, but it's got other things in it too. It's a difference in the way it's baked. The pastry it's like a donut. It's flaky. It's soft. A cookie is not soft. Well, it's kind of soft, but you know what I'm saying. It's a different consistency. I know what I mean. Just talking random shit anyway. It don't matter. But a cookie's not a pastry. No, it's not a pastry. It's a cookie. Pastry has glaze on it. Some kind of fruit, usually. It's not a pie or a cake. Yes, it is. Okay. You can believe that if you want. Let me explain something to you. Knowledge is knowing that a tomato is a fruit, but wisdom is knowing not to include tomatoes in fruit salad. Yeah, fruit salad. Don't put any tomatoes in your fruit salad. Although a tomato is a fruit. I had trouble buying into that too, but it's true. I'm fixing to Google the cookie and pastry deal, because now I have to know. Okay? Let me know how it turns out. Is a cookie a pastry? Cookie/pastry. Is a cookie that labels a small flat baked cake, which is either crisp or soft but firm, often with chocolate chips, candies, or nuts mixed in, while pastry is a baked food group which contains items made from flour and fat paste, and such as a pie crust, or also tarts, bear claws, Napoleons, puff pastries, etc. So no, a cookie is not a pastry. A pastry is akin to a pie, and a cookie is akin to a cake. Suffering with arthritis makes you swell, but I don't care. I love tomatoes. Yep, tomatoes are good. And sugar and bagels and pastries, wee-hee. Everything that's bad for me. Ugh, I love it. Well, it says they're pretty much the same except for the cookie well, that's what I said. It's the way it's prepared is different. Of course, it's got the same ingredients in some of it, but there's the way that the ingredients are made is different. Like cookie dough, you can't use cookie dough for anything but making cookies. But you can use flour for all kinds of things. It's all on what you put in it. But now you know, and knowing is half the battle. It's in that family, though. Well, they're all in that family. They're all sweets that are bad for you. Why did the cookie go to the doctor? I don't know why. I'm sure they do. They probably sell cookies and coffee and candy. They probably also got muffins. Why are we even talking about cookies? Because you disagreed that when I said a cookie wasn't a pastry. Then you said you would Google it, so I Googled it. Now we're just ending out that conversation. It's no big deal. It's just a cookie, man. Why did the cookie go to the doctor, April? I wish I could jump in the background. Ocean is beautiful. Yeah, it is beautiful. But if you jumped in that background, you'd be swept away because those waters are moving rather fast. That's white water rapids there. You wouldn't want to be in that. You'd want to be upstream a little ways. But it's not. It's just not. Because it was feeling crummy. Got it. That's pretty funny. That's a good joke. I might have remember that. Oh, I didn't see the one before. I'm not much of a beachy person. I don't really care to go out in the ocean. Everything in the ocean is trying to eat you. And I'm not interested in making it easy for them. Because it found out it wasn't a pastry. That's good. Leave it to you to brighten up my day, Darlene. Thank you. You told me I was long-winded. Said I was a long-winded preacher that needed to back up a little. Just sitting in a boat or on the island with nice calm breeze. Well, can't you do that in your bedroom with a fan? You can even get a picture of a palm tree and put it up. And you don't have to worry about sun cancer or crabs nipping at your toes or shark bites or parasites. Ugh. Don't listen to me, I'm a misanthrope. Introverted, misanthropic curmudgeon. Kenny made a new skinny colada. I don't know what those words mean. It's made with soda water, pina colada, rum. It's got 74 calories. If you're drinking rum, do you really care about the calories? I'm just saying, if you're neck deep in a Mai Tai, I don't think calories is your main problem. Although I understand the desire to drink, I've never really quite got into it myself. I've tried a few times, it just never worked out well for me. I'm not opposed to drinking, it just, it ain't my thing. I always end up getting sick, throwing up, probably because I drink too much. It's all gooder. I don't drink, only occasionally. The only time I drink is if somebody buys me a shot and brings it up to me on stage. Then I'll drink it because it's rude not to. After all, they paid $5 or $10 for a drink, or whatever it is. That was my phone telling me battery was dead. Just another thing of mine that has a dead battery. But I can charge this one. What is a pestivert? Got 4 plug-ins, and I only need 3, so I got an extra. Yeah, I had to get it jumped off. I drove it for a little while, charged the battery, but I need a new battery. This, once it starts dying on you, there's a reason for it draining like that. And it's a motorcycle, so there's not a lot of lights or anything to drain the battery, so it's got to be the battery that's going bad. So I just need to buy a new battery. Supposed to get rid of pests, rodents, bugs, etc. I don't know what you're talking about either. It sounds kind of ominous. You have a rat problem? You know what else kill a rat? 45. That's how I get rid of rats. And then I'll leave the dead body laying on the ground for the other rats to see it and know that I mean business and I'm coming for them. I'll put it on a little spike, lay it on the right up against the running boards. I think what she's talking about is a device that you plug in that makes a sound or something that makes bugs and rats run away. Maybe it emits an odor or something. I'm guessing. There wasn't a lot of information to go on, but I'm assuming that's what she's talking about. It's supposed to put out a sound that drives all rodents and pests, also bugs out of the home. Yep, that's what it was. I was too for a minute. Had to think about it. But it's all good. We figured it out. That's what communication is. I'm so glad to have a place to come to and hang out with friends and have conversation. It's nice. Well, it's cool if it works. It remains to be seen if it works or not. They sell a lot of rat traps and things that don't work. So we have to wait and see. Like that Better Mousetrap. Have you ever seen that thing? It's a humane mousetrap where it just tricks the mouse into going inside and then traps it, but won't kill it. But the rats are smart enough to outsmart it, so it never catches any rats. Does it alert the police? Because if not, it's just a noisemaker. Might as well just have a whistle. Help! The last hurricane tore off part of their roof, and the rats started coming in from the woods. They've had a hell of a time getting rid of them, getting them gone. Yeah. Yeah, I can see how that could happen real easy in Florida. It does alert the police. That's good. You have mace. You need to get you a 45. Learn how to use it. You gotta be packing heat, baby. In this day and time, you never know about these crazies out there. It is your right as an American citizen. I would take full advantage of it if I were you. It was free with the purchase of 4 plugins. Where's Kevin? Is the game on? You see, when in doubt, use a firearm. Hey, Great Sky Troll, what's up, buddy? I didn't see you come in. Toilet paper bombs. Capacity magazines in case of clown cars. That's right. I haven't never been encountered with a clown car, but I suppose anything's possible. But tell him I said hello. Hookers and blow. He's got to take me to the range still. Are you learning how to shoot? That's a good thing. You've seen these clowns with blue-haired wigs. I've seen a bunch of lesbians. They got blue hair. A bunch of feminists, feminazis. Hello, Kevin. My main man. He is now in tune. Was he out of tune? Yeah, those guys. Yeah. They get kind of crazy, that's for sure. But usually all you got to do is say something like, you don't deserve an extra 77 cents. And that just does them in. Or, anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you. He's going to show you the right way. Good. You need to learn how to shoot. You need to have that experience. Reload. Yep. You know how to shoot, huh? Done a lot of shooting? I think everybody that is a white-blooded American, a red-blooded American, whoop, Freudian slip. I'm not trying to alert anyone to anything at this very moment. I think anybody who is an American should educate themselves in the ways of the firearm and be prepared. Go Rays. Why discuss when we can destroy? You don't have to destroy anything to know how to shoot. Except the thing you're shooting at. You don't have to like it either. It's not about liking it. It's about protecting your family. I would never recommend that you brandish your firearm unless your life is in mortal danger, but you should have one. In the event that your life is in mortal danger, you can do something about it. Because at that point, nobody else will. I don't know how to shoot. Never shot a gun. Really? Growing up the way you did, I find that surprising. I think your identification should be on a pistol, and a citizen should be required to carry an ID. Amen. Well, a BB gun and a firearm are two different things, honey. Two different animals. And those sharp darts from a dart gun, yeah. Yeah, that's surprising, darling. I figured you shot before you walked. Gun safety in schools, yeah, and I definitely agree that teachers, certain teachers, should be armed. And I don't know why they haven't done that already. They seem to make a big deal out of it, but if that were true, these school shootings would cease to happen. And I'm not saying every teacher, just certain ones, like the coaches, the football coaches and all. They should go through school, they should be certified, and they should have a lockbox in their desk with a firearm in it. And nobody should know which teacher it is that has the gun, just that there is one there. I didn't grow up with my real dad like Lynn did. Oh, I didn't know that. Pretty sure my sister is. See if you can school. Is she a teacher? Marvin never had guns. Okay, I didn't know that either. It might put you on your butt, but only once. You'd get the hang of it pretty quick. The Rays are getting beat up pretty bad. She's a counselor. Okay. Well, good. I hope she stays armed. And maybe that won't happen at her school. I haven't spoken to Atlanta since your mother was alive. It's been a long, long time ago. And it was sometime before that, actually. I think I went to Georgia for a visit, and she happened to be there when I stopped to see Dean. We were both grown, but early 20s, I'm sure. She's used to risk since school started back. Yeah. Quick sports update. The Gators are being a bunch of sissies and refusing to play this weekend just because 21 players came down with COVID. Pansies. You get what you play for. Give him a wrench. Now, those are hard to come by, my friend. He's my sports guy. Yes, he is. And I'm working on a graphic for him, too. Eventually, I'll have a graphic that pops up when he does his sports thingy. Like a little stinger. Pansies. I think I had COVID back when it first was talked about in January. I was sick for like 3 months. I couldn't catch my breath and I was weak. And it just wouldn't go away. It wouldn't leave me alone. Whatever I had, it was just terrible. And I lost my voice and all that stuff. I'm just saying he does more than I do. Usually pass out halfway through. Yeah. Are you saying you don't want the wrench? That's all I ask. We haven't really got to a point now where you have to worry about anybody yet. It's all just family so far. The people that watch, I'm averaging like 50 views a day, but they're all afterwards. It's not live. When I start getting some people in here that, aren't friendlies, then we need to worry about keeping track of people and making sure everything's okay. The graphic should not contain the colors blue and orange or any variety of pink. Only want manly colors. I hear you. Yeah, trolls. That day will come. It's just slow but sure. I had it, I think, in February when I had the car accident and found out I had pneumonia. You may have had it. I think a lot of people got it before they even knew it was here. I think that's kind of what alerted people to what was going on, because there was so many people coming down with the sickness. I've heard a lot of people say that too. It ain't just me and you. I've had several people tell me they thought they had it back then. I don't know if I was in any danger of dying, but I couldn't breathe. I felt like I'd been lifting weights all day. You know, that kind of how you feel after you lift weights, kind of wore out and sore all over. That was my natural state for like 3 months, out of breath. And then I lost my voice, and that was gone for like 5-6 months. I'm just now getting it back. I'm actually able to sing a little this week. The last podcast, I actually sang 4 or 5 songs. I was happy with myself. when you recovered, you prep for the apocalypse. That's not a bad idea. Because it's coming. Isn't there a song that's called Coming Down with the Sickness? Yeah. You might get up, you might get down with the sickness. Severe lung funk that tasted like chicken. Ugh. Ew. Gross. I'm not even reading that one. The old lung funk. Tastes like chicken. Old Dicky cheese. That's Chassis. It's French. Richard Chassis. Better known in his English name, Dick Cheese. This is what my career has come to. Whoa, 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 whoa. Isn't that a pretty river? Nice little mountains on the back. A little island of cattails or whatever those things are. Something to aspire to. April, reread those last few statements. Concerning the titular cheese. Why do you put the cap back on your drink after every drink? Because I don't want to spill it. That's what a cap is for. You had to fire your side chick. She was cheating on her husband. And it also goes flat. And it's just a habit. I didn't really think about it until you called me out on it. And now it's going to bug me because now every time I do it, I'm going to think about, well, why am I doing that? That's why. Huh? Georgia plays Alabama tomorrow at 8. Get your bourbon and cigars and get ready for a game. Go Dogs. It is a good habit. I've noticed I don't too when I drink a soft drink. Right. I guess I just always have. But can you do it with one hand? I did, and I thought it was hilarious. And I saw the Trump one too, and it was way better. Although all the Trump one was a debate between him and the moderator, and she just yelled at him every 12 seconds. Dementia is hard. Yeah. I noticed that every question he asked wasn't exactly an answer to the question that was asked of him. He just kind of rambled on and rambled on. 61 times. It felt like more than that. It felt like every time he'd open his mouth, she would tell him he was wrong and then yelling at him about it. I'm like, you're not supposed to do that. And also, this is a town hall. How long are we going to get to where somebody actually asks a question from the people? Instead of listening to you. I don't want to hear your opinions, Savannah. All I want you to do is ask the questions and shut the hell up. But nope, they've got to impose their opinions like, heaven forbid, the President of the United States say something. Yeah, cut him off quite a few times. I'll fix the mower. Tell your alien grandson, Devin, it's loaded with gas and ready to go. Agenda. Yeah, it is an agenda. It's an agenda to try and make the president look bad. It's not bad enough that you got to tell him he's wrong, but then you got to impose your opinion on the subject as if anybody cares what you think. Meaning Savannah or whoever is talking to him. I've never seen that before in any debate I've ever watched. And a moderator's job is to moderate, not interject. I don't think it's working either. I think people see right through it. I know I saw right through it. Also, I noticed that every question that Joe Biden was asked was read off of a card, which means it was prepared for them. It wasn't actually their questions. And you could tell by the way they were reading it that that was the first time they had read it. And they were all softball questions. And they didn't ask him about his son, Hunter Biden. They didn't ask about Ukraine. They didn't ask about him getting that one guy, that delegate, fired. They didn't ask him anything. Did I figure out the 25th Amendment reference? And what are you referring to? Isn't that the amendment that deals with slavery? Oh. No, he can't be. He can't be deposed because, number one, he hadn't done anything wrong. Number two, he's not mentally incompetent. And he is more than capable of running the country. They just don't like the way he's running it. But they don't like it. It has nothing to do with his ability to do it. I was thinking of the 18th Amendment. Yeah, they've tried everything they know. I mean, they're grasping at straws to come up with a way to get him out of there, but it's not going to work. And old Biden, I have never seen anybody say with a straight face and be proud of it that they're going to raise taxes on the poor people. And he says it like it's doing them a favor. No, I'm going to raise your taxes. Trump wants to cut them, but we're going to do away with that. I'm going to raise your taxes. Vote for me. Can you hear yourself? Oh, yeah. Most definitely. Make no mistake about it. If you vote for Joe Biden, you're voting for Kamala Harris because she's going to be the one running the country, not him. He's going to be a sidekick. She's just a kind of ballsy, brassy woman that would just take over. And he is weak enough to let her. and probably ain't got the mental capacity to fight her on anything. Excuse me, I'm speaking. Excuse me. You saw, who was it that did that? It was just like Kamala Harris. Somebody on some, oh, it was Nancy Pelosi when she was interviewed by Wolf Blitzer. She did the same thing. I'm speaking, excuse me. Yeah, and I'm interrupting. Excuse me. I've read the whole thing, the Constitution and the amendments, but it's been a while. I need to go back through it and brush up, especially if I'm going to be offering opinions on it. Cognitive capability is the reason he's running, probably. I vote Trump, too. Can't touch Trump. Trumptopia still stands. Huh. Well, Trump is an entertainer. He is a TV personality. He always has been. Everyone who voted for him knew that when they voted for him. They knew he was going to run his mouth. They knew that he was going to be brazen and say a bunch of unpopular things. That is not why they voted for him. They voted for him for two reasons. Number one, to stick it to the establishment, because the establishment nearly has ruined this country. And number two, because he offered several policy ideas that were better than what was being done. And so, he got elected. Now, they spent the past 4 years blocking every single thing he's tried to do and trying everything they known to man to get him out of office while holding a grudge because they lost the election that they thought they had in the bag. Well, they're going to lose it again. The polls are wrong, just like they were in 2016, and their enthusiasm is misplaced, just like it was in 2016. I'm not unhappy with what he's doing either, and I'm not really crazy about him as a person. I mean, I get him because his personality and mine are a lot alike in a lot of ways, the entertainment side of it. But I don't really care for him as a human being or a person, but he's done a bang-up job as president. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me at all if in the long run, after everything is calmed down and in the history books, he's referred to as the best president we've ever had, because he's definitely done more than any other president I've ever seen. And that is with them blocking every single thing he's tried to do and taking him to court over and over and over again and attacking him from every direction the entire 4 years he's been in office, which has never happened to anybody except maybe Andrew Jackson. I bite with my words. But I think he's done a bang-up job as president. He deserves that Nobel Peace Prize that he didn't get. He got nominated, but he didn't win. And he should have won, because he's the only president that has brokered peace between North Korea and America. He's the only president that has even kind of backed China up a little bit, and he's backed them into a corner. He's the only president that's got the UN paying money that they should have been paying the whole time. I respect that he's our president too. And if Biden wins, I'll respect him as a president, but I won't like him, and I won't vote for him, and I won't agree with anything he's got to say. But if and when there's another president, he is the president of the United States, and that in itself deserves a certain amount of respect. The office deserves respect. And then people that go up there and call him Mr. Trump, they all should be slapped in the face, because that's not how you address the president of the United States. He's the leader of the free world. At the very least, you can call him by his name, President Trump. Rays hit a homer, also known as a dinger. Go Rays. It's all an all-out treason. It ain't technically. It is treason. They have committed treason. They'll never pay for it. Nobody's ever going to go to jail, but they all should be hung in the streets, especially Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, because they're the ones that are the biggest proponents of this treason. And it is treason. To go against the state as a whole, to go against the government, is treason. There's no other way to see it. When Obama spied on his campaign while he was running for president, that was treason. That's why when Trump became president, you notice that Obama left the country for about 6 months and didn't come back. And then he tiptoed back in slowly, trying not to make it seem, because he didn't want Trump to have him arrested for treason. However, that's not how politics works. And when you get to that level, you can pretty much get away with anything, unless it's politically expedient for you not to get away with it, and then you'll go to jail. But other than that, all the Hillary Clintons and Obamas and Pelosi's and Schumers in the world are going to get away with pure murder. Nancy Pelosi is a war criminal. She's responsible for people dying in wars that didn't deserve to die. She's a war criminal. But she'll never serve any time for it. She'll never even be called a war criminal on national television. Epstein did not kill himself. Hillary Clinton killed Epstein. Treason is written all over Nancy Pelosi's face. You just have to read the wrinkles and plastic surgery marks. Yeah. Botox is written all over her face, too. You know what isn't? That woman has got a problem with her teeth. I ain't never seen somebody talk with loose teeth as much as her. They're just flopping around in her mouth. Like, Jesus, woman, carry some Fixodent in your purse. I don't want to hear your spit when you're talking. But that's the world we live in, and as weird and uncomfortable as it is, that is the nature of our politics game. And you may wish it to be different, but it's not. And a whole lot of them is crooked, all of them, including Trump. But he's crooked less so than they are. At least he's trying to do something for the people. And the rest of them seem to only care about themselves and the power they can accrue. I don't want to see it either. Yeah. Yeah, he's crooked in another way, but it's a way that we can live with. It's not going to hurt the country. Matter of fact, the way that he does business has done nothing but help the country. I mean, we were banging before COVID came out. This country was like setting records at the height of Dow Jones. It was just steady going up. And it was kind of amazing to see, because we hadn't made that kind of money in a long time, since before the 80s. Every day was a stock market boom. And he's not a war hawk. He's trying to bring the troops home. He would have done it, but they stop him every time he tries. And all the generals are against him because of that. They were for him until then. Think about that. She's not just a war hawk, she's a war criminal. She's guilty of committing war crimes. And so is Obama. Obama dropped twice as many bombs as Bush did, and Bush dropped quite a few bombs. Obama dropped so many bombs that we ran out of bombs. Literally. They ran out. They didn't have any more. Had to make more. That's dropping a lot of bombs. And drone strikes. And he's up there joking about it. telling his daughter, somebody, might have been Justin Bieber or somebody, I forget who it was trying to date his daughter. And he said it jokingly, but think about the implications of the joke. He said, just remember that she's my daughter and I have the codes to the drones. Joking or not, that's a pretty serious thing to be joking about. As a matter of fact, I think it was the same dinner where he insulted Donald Trump. The thing that made Donald Trump decide he was going to run for president is Obama running his mouth, said, you'll never be president or something like that. Called him a conspiracy theorist and said he would never be in the White House. And Trump, you could see it on his face. He was like, oh yeah? You just wait and see. In the next 4 years, I'll be president. More than that, I'll be the president that replaces you. Ramey wants drone codes. Who's Ramey? I know that name. Is that a general? Oh. Raymond. I got you. I got you now. Yeah, I wouldn't mind having a drone or two myself, but I don't know if I'd want those kind of drones. Those are scary. Anything that can drop out of the sky and nuke a small town and then fly off into the distance and never be seen or heard, that's too much for me. BR549. I think that's a band. Either way, I'm glad that we haven't been in a war this term. Nobody's even talked about that we've been in a war for the past 25 years, but no wars since Trump's been in office. Must be nice. Must be nice. That is the number to the Junior Samples used car lot on Cummings. Huh. That was random as hell. All right, folks. Let me run through my thing here real quick. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share, and press the bell icon so you get notifications when I'm going to be there. Share this video with your friends or your enemies, either way. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you're thinking. Also, follow one of the links in the description below. Get yourself a t-shirt. But if you really want to help out the man, support me at paypal.me/JakeJohnsonBand. Thank you. I sure do appreciate it. That's a good one. That was random. Just like out of nowhere. I didn't even get that joke. I know it was a joke. I recognized it as such, but I didn't get it. I think BR549 is a band or a song or something to that effect. I'll tell you here real quick. I've heard it before. Yep, it's a band. BR549, originally spelled BR5-49, is an American country music band founded in 1993. I didn't know it was country. Consisted of Gary Bennett, lead guitar, background vocals, and acoustic guitar, Don Herron, steel guitar, dobro, fiddle, mandolin, and acoustic guitar, Smiling J. McDowell, upright bass, and Chuck Mead, lead and background vocals, acoustic guitar, and electric guitar, and Hawk Shaw Wilson, drums and background vocals. Yeehaw. Yeehaw. I got you. I understand now. I used to watch Hee-Haw. I used to love that show. I hated it when it went off the air, but it'd been on for a long time. Did you see Fat Man? Isn't that going to be good? That is the first movie preview that I laughed out loud at in a long time. I was rolling when I saw that. I was like, hell yeah, I've got to see this movie. Mel Gibson is Santa Claus. And he's not just any Santa Claus, he's a gun-toting badass Santa Claus who's give up on life and then gets abducted by the military into one of their secret sting operations or whatever. Meanwhile, there's a little kid who got cold for Christmas who's put a hit out on Santa Claus. And so they send Walter Goggins. Is it Goggins or Scroggins? I can't remember which. Either way, he's the guy with the big teeth. He's the modern day Clint Eastwood. I think it's Walter Goggins. He's Roy Crowder on Justified. They send him after him to kill him, I guess. There's going to be a big showdown between him and Santa Claus. Anyway, it is so on the nose funny. I think it's going to be the best movie of the year. Hands down, it's got to be. If they don't screw it up and go woke with it. Which I don't think they will, because I don't think Mel Gibson is that kind of person. But if the previews make you laugh out loud, you know the movie's going to be funny. I can't wait to see it either. It comes out November 18th, I think. I've actually seen 2 dates. One was in November, the other one was in December. So either November or December it'll come out. I can't wait to see that movie. I think that's the only movie that's come out this year that I actually wanted to see. I've just about give up on movies. They're so bad. And they all are saying the same things. It's just woke propaganda. That's all it is. And comedy ain't funny either anymore. I've seen quite a few stand-up specials that I wish I could get the time back. And comedy used to be my favorite thing. Stand-up comedy. A good stand-up comedian. But they've gone so woke and they're so scared to say anything offensive to anybody that it just ain't funny anymore. Because, see, that's the thing about comedy. The whole point in comedy is to hold a mirror up to the society. It is to say offensive things and make it funny. The whole point in comedy is to reverse everything, you know, say the stuff that you wouldn't dare say so that people can deal with it in a funny manner. And they've just about ruined it. Well, it's my bedtime. Gotta lay down. Night, night. Hope you feel better, Jake. Good night, all. Good night, Darlene. We love you. Writing on Amazon has improved since COVID. Really? Is there a way to write on Amazon? I didn't know anything about that. Are you talking about like reviews? Good night, Aunt Darlene. We'll see you Sunday. I'm not far behind you, I promise. The shows. Oh, the writing for the shows has improved. You think so? Is that because they're not making any shows? I haven't seen very many good TV shows in a long time. Every one that I used to watch have gone woke, and I just stopped watching them because I don't want to watch that shit. I mean, every single one. I think there's like 3 shows that I can still watch and not get mad at the TV. And even they have crossed the line. They just hadn't done it to the point that it pisses me off. They have plots and gay folks not kissing and MacGuffins and fewer transvestites. Yeah, I guess. I hadn't really watched a whole lot of Amazon stuff, but I'm about tired of diversity. I'm just tired of it. Number one, it doesn't make any sense. And number two, it's all well and good until you start trying to shove it down my throat. Hey, chocolate cake is great. It's lovely. I love chocolate cake. But if I walked by a window and saw a nice, juicy chocolate cake sitting in the window, and as I passed, if that chocolate cake jumped out of the window and attacked my face and tried to shove itself down my throat, I wouldn't want very much chocolate cake. It's great until you start trying to shove it down my throat, and now I've got a problem with it. And that's just how I feel about it. That's how you deal with a biting dog, shove your hand down his throat? Yep, that's how I do it too. And that's because that makes sense. Nobody wants to eat something that's trying to shove itself down your throat. But when I see a white woman who has a black child and a Spanish child and a Chinese child and a child in a wheelchair and a gay husband, I don't buy it. It looks like they put it together for diversity's sake, and I don't want to see that. That's if the husband is even there, because if he is there, she's going to talk down to him the whole time and make him be the dumbest person in existence, and the kids will hate him, and I'm sick of that too. Hey. I love my Rainbow Warriors. Okay. Is that your family? Well, I've never seen that in the wild. I've only seen that on TV. Unless we're talking about Angelina Jolie. She may be that way, but everybody else isn't. Did I miss something, Great Sky Troll? Are you saying that you're part of a family that has a black child and an Asian child and a gay child and a transvestite child and a so forth and so on? Or were you referring to my comment about the dads being the dumbest man alive and the kids hating them and all that? You got a couple extras? Hey, that's your business. I ain't got nothing against that. Unless you tell me that I'm wrong for not being the exact same way, and then we got a problem. I don't care what people do. What I care about is when they start changing the reality that I live in for their benefit and tell me I have no say in it. That's what I have a problem with. It's all good until you start changing my reality. That's why I don't go with those whole pronouns thing. Look, if you're male, I'm calling you a he. If you're female, I'm calling you a she. If you're in the middle, I'm going to call you one or the other. But there are no others. And you can't just make up a bunch of words and then tell me I have to use them. Because that's not how English works. Long cocks. There used to be an actor named Long Duck Dong. Dingaling. Oh, that's good. What is a rainbow warrior? Are you referring to gay people? The 16 candles? No, I got you. If you have multicolored children, that's your business. I have nothing against that. I'm not a racist. I hate everybody equally. What I have a problem with is telling me that there's something wrong with me for not having multicolored children. Or telling me that I'm not woke because I don't choose to go down that path. It's an agenda thing. There's people in the world. That's just the way of the world. There's all different kinds of people. It takes all kinds to make the world go round. But what they're doing in this new agenda-driven society that they've created is the exact same thing as the racism of the 60s and 50s and 60s. It's just in a different direction, but it's the exact same thing. They fought against it, and then they became it. I guess it's true that if you stare into the abyss long enough, something starts staring back at you. You're allergic to latex? Well, I hope you do too. And I have no problems with that. But you'll never hear me preaching the woke agenda. It's not going to happen. I, for one, am proud of who I am. And I don't know why people forgot that. Probably because they didn't want to be called a racist in public, or a misogynist, or a phobe of some kind. Yeah, I know. That's what happens when you poke fun at a woman and then she takes you seriously. You end up with a little multicolored baby. You tell her, I was just poking fun at you. She says, yes, I know, but I took you seriously. That's how my wife got pregnant. Somebody told me one time that I was privileged white male. And I thought about that. I thought about it for a long time. I'm a privileged white male. So, according to you, I'm privileged, which means that I have the law and society on my side, that things are made easier for me, that I can literally fall in a pile of shit and come out smelling like roses, that I have everything go my way, that I have no difficulty in life. I'm white, which means that I'm a member of some kind of class. And white people, as a rule, when they put their minds to it, tend to take over countries quite often. Look through history, and every time white people get their ire up, they then own the country shortly thereafter. And I'm male, which means that I'm a man, so I've got everything going for me when that is considered. And you want me to feel bad about that? I'm supposed to feel guilty because life is great and I'm privileged and more than likely going to take over? What world do you live in where that's a bad thing for me? It might be bad for you. You should probably feel bad about it, but I'm not going to feel bad about it. I'm tickled to death that I don't have to suffer. Not that that's true, but I'm just saying. I'm also a misogynistic egomaniac. Yes, you got that honest. Likewise, I am too. I'm an extroverted, misogynistic, egomaniacal, misanthropic curmudgeon. It just blew me away when they're saying that I have all the cards stacked in my favor, but I should feel guilty about it. Touchy. Or touche. Touche. I'm going with touche. Kind of hard to write French on an English keyboard, isn't it? Oh, please, let me be oppressed. Why have you forsaken me? Life is too good to be privileged. I must be oppressed. Please bring on the damnation. I feel pretty good, all things considered. Pretty happy about who I am. I do too. Professional victims are the worst. Always bitching about something. And how dare you tell them to pull up their bootstraps and make something of themselves, because then you are a bad man. Life is hard. You get exactly what you put in. If you don't give up the effort, you don't get the reward. Now, that being said, there are some people in this world that get their portion here, which means they're blessed from the very beginning, and they don't have to work very hard at all. I know several artists that just fell right into being famous. They didn't do a thing to actually become famous. They just were because of circumstance. Well, not all of us get that. And some of us have to work really hard and never even achieve it, no matter how hard they work. Well, that's just circumstance. If I had been born into a rich family that had business-minded people in the family, if I'd have been associated with some Jews or some people from the Tennessee area, I would be famous. But because I was born in Georgia and was carried away to Florida in my youth and spent most of my childhood running for my life, I am who I am, and nothing can change that. And everything that I've achieved, I've done it pretty much by myself because there wasn't a lot of people to back me up and to help me get there. And that's not saying anything bad about anybody else. They had their lives to live, and I had mine. But it wasn't like I had a team of people at the ready, which it takes a team. Anytime you see a famous person, believe that there's a team of at least 10 people behind them, maybe 20 people, that do all the stuff that they can just be the face of. Money has privilege. I associate with money. No wealth. I associate with wealthy people who do the dumbest illegal things. Yeah. I understand. When you have money, you can play that game. If you don't have money, though, you've got to get by with what you've got. There can't nobody say that I didn't do good with what I was given to work with. I mean, I performed miracles with what I had to work with. However, there's only so far that's going to go. And there's no other way around that. They write checks and roll out of court. Yep. I can't do that. I go to court, I lose. Because I can't afford the attorney to make me win. Even though I've got a case that should by all rights be a winner because everything that was done illegally and against my constitutional rights, I don't have the representation to back me up. So I lose. It's not for lack of fighting. Number one, I don't know all the rules to the game that they've thrust me into. Number two, I wasn't prepared for what happened. And number three, I can't afford to hire someone who does know the rules. And number four, the people I'm against, not only do they know all the rules, but they wrote all the rules. And there's 5 of them to me, 6 of them to me. 6 against 1. And they have all the rules in their favor because they know what they can get away with and what they can't. They know what they can say and what they can't. They know what they can do and what they can't. They know all the little secret pieces of paper that you can file that I don't know about. Ignorance is the reason you hire a lawyer, because you don't know all the rules. They do. And the only way I'm going to win is to educate myself in the legal hemisphere and become a lawyer myself. That's the only fighting chance I have. And in a certain way, that's what I'm doing. All right, well, it's 10:30, and I've stayed longer than I should have. I'm going to get on out of here. Please do like, subscribe, and share. Press that bell icon, get the notifications. leave a comment, follow the links in the description, paypal.me/JakeJohnsonBand. I love you guys. Have a great night. I'll see you on Sunday with bells on, where I'm going to tear that atheist a new a-hole. One blow at a time. I love you guys. Be safe, be peaceful, sweet dreams. I love you, true. Peace out.